Yes, I know the story is all messed up and people have been talking about it. I do believe they messed up a part over here, and that is this episode should have been the first episode to begin with. Because, I mean, yes, we all love to see Toma in action and everything, he's the main character and everything. But from the point of a story, this episode should have been the first one because these events are taking place before the events that Toma and Chicago and everyone are going through right now as of present. So yeah, these events are taking place before that, through at least through what I'm getting, because I it doesn't make sense why they would move up from Paris to there out of all of a sudden. Like, yeah, and this is definitely not filler because this has to do a lot with the president. She's alive basically. So yes, this is taking place before all the previous episodes, and that's why it had to be the first episode in my opinion, at least, because I feel like the this being like the fourth episode is really late for it to show all of these people. It's great to see old characters, but at the same time, it's strange to see like this episode pop up out of nowhere because of the first three episodes. I'm not saying it's a bad episode in any way because yes, they've thrown a lot in there. Like they've thrown a lot of information in your face, like straight in your face without any chills because it's like, wait, why are you throwing so much in my face? Because there was way too many stuff, way too much happening in the story, and that's not right because not like I'm not saying every time like sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's just straight up bad. So it's really like tough to put it in when you have something already happening and you need to keep and grasp on for the first three episodes, and all of a sudden in the fourth episode you just put us back into the past and you expect us to take all this information in that you're throwing at us. That just doesn't fit right. So it takes away the importance of a flow of a story and breaks it, like feels like it's forcefully injected in there, and that's what's happening here because all of a sudden you're just breaking a good flow of story. Like I didn't mind the flow of story in the first three episodes because some things were forceful and some things were like, okay, that's good to see, and it's great to see these characters back again. It's good to see these characters go up against certain characters, but you have this and they don't even like explain all. They just throw you right in the past. Like that's straight up what's happening. They throw you right in the past and you're like, huh, is this the correct episode? Am I on the correct episode of this series? Because I feel like they missed out on a lot, and that's why I say this episode should have been the first episode. At least if there was a scene where Tsuchimikado was basically explaining stuff to Stoma because he was in that event. That would have been a completely different case. I would say, like, okay, he's explaining stuff, but here you just all of a sudden you just thrown into the past, and it's like, that kind of breaks down all of the good stuff you built up for the first three episodes, and then all of a sudden it puts you in a position you're like, mm, feels like the story is all over the place, and I feel why people are saying the story is all over the place. I feel that because I felt that too when I was watching the first few minutes, and I was like, the hell? How did they get back to Academy City, and how the hell is everything happening like that? Like, what? So, yeah, kind of feels really strange to see this episode. Anyways, this episode, in any regard, was not a bad episode, but there was too much going on. Like, way too much. Like, too much. Stuff at school, blocks, whatever that is. Like, what the hell? Group. Like, I don't remember this information from previous two seasons. If there was, then let me know because I don't remember any of this stuff happening, like with school, group, all these new stuff. Like I just don't remember all these stuff from the previous episode, the previous seasons. So it's like this is thrown all of a sudden at your face, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into a different group and and a discount Toma and shit. Like what? Even though he doesn't have Imagine Breaker, I see him being just like Toma because this man literally, this man also has a harem like Toma has, and it's like what? So again, I don't remember if this guys were in the previous season too. The people of the certain group. I don't remember what group this is. I don't know what the name of the group is, but the redhead chick and the blonde haired guy. If you if you were they were in the previous season, I completely forgot about that. Most probably because they were irrelevant. That's the reason why I completely forgot about them. So yeah, so we got discount Toma. That's what's happening here because I see him being a complete like this is the Toma we know from episode first few episodes because even though he had rotten luck, I see his personality being somewhat the same as the Toma when he lost before he lost his memory. That's the Toma I see this guy. He's basically discount Toma for me then. That's the reason why it's like okay, weird to see this guy. Obviously, Toma wouldn't act like he acted when this chick was following him. Obviously, he would run, but he wouldn't act like he this guy acted like oh all right, all right. So yeah, so that's pretty strange. But he also called himself a loser, kind of taken from uh Toma, who has a rotten luck. He calls himself having a rotten luck. So I see a lot of similarities to Toma, and that's the reason why I call him Discount Toma. But anyways, still, it's just so weird to see this episode and stuff thrown at you. Like, oh my god. I just feel like there's too much going on. I just feel that because I don't know about you guys. Like, let me know. Again, this is not a bad episode. I'll say this is a 6 or a 7 in my eyes. Like, it's not a bad episode, but at the same time, it had too many flaws. That's what I'll say because we did get somewhat of an important stuff like what is happening and why did Tsuchimikado kill this old lady and everything? We did get the information on that, okay? Like somewhat of information was given on that, not complete, but somewhat. But again, stuff on the other hand, with all the stuff that oh I want to kill these people want to kill the old lady, we will kill them. That's basically what's happening here. Like that's basically the stuff that's way too much like thrown into you. Obviously, it's great always to see Accelerator on the screen because Accelerator is amazingly good. Like you can't deny this man is super cool. So like I love how Accelerator just like doesn't give a shit and he just does his own thing. Like whenever Tsuchimikado calls and it's like where's Accelerator and he just like he's just goofing around. It's like wow, okay, Accelerator doing his stuff. Like love that. This is the reason why I love Accelerator because he's just good. Now I know there's like an Accelerator manga and I have heard it's really bad. So I'm not gonna touch that because I don't want my character to be ruined because Accelerator is Accelerator. So yeah. Anyways, let me know what you think about this episode of Sword and Magical Index Season 3 again. I said this isn't bad, but this isn't good too because this was very average for the leagues of Sword and Magical Index because first 2 seasons of Sword and Magical Index was really good. The first 3 episodes were decent, and this episode was kind of all over the place. So that's the reason why I say it's not good, but it's not bad too. So like an average, like 5 or 6 in my opinion, because it's just too much going on. Wrong placement of the episode and everything. So yeah, let me know what you think about this episode. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.